Welcome back to Darren 67 to 72. Today we're working on the 68. You hear me say 68 a lot, but you don't see a lot. Well, Tom got in a bunch of parts, so it's never fun to have a bunch of parts and not be able to work on your truck. Have all them parts sitting in the corner and should be painted, and then it's got to dry. So I know he's excited to get started on it tonight. Ends up being a late night for me anyway. The wife took a little trip, and you know how the airlines are. Wonderful. So I'm going to keep working in the shop a little longer. Buford's at home, the shop dog, resting. He had quite a day. We ran around, enjoyed the summer weather here in January. Wasn't bad. It's like 50. Okay, probably 40, but it felt like 50. It was sunny. So we're going to get started painting on this. I know painting is like painting a house, but this is a little different. I'm using my two-part enamel paint that's over on the bench because I didn't come prepared. But I'll run and get it. I had my gloves on. Anyhow, we're going to get started painting. Now, this might look funny the way we're doing this, but there's always a reason, be it right or wrong. I thought while we had it up on the side, this would be the best time to paint this surface. You ain't got to worry about runs, strips and stuff coming off of it if it was sitting down. Take advantage of the situation that we've got here. I don't know if you can see down there. Doesn't matter. You see me well, maybe. I can't remember what I posted, but somebody had chopped this frame and re-welded it. We're not pleased with it, so we're going to re-weld. At least the inside was never welded anyway. And we're going to do a nice deep penetration weld to add to it, just to make it a little safer. C-notch kit's coming in. I think he got everything today. He just hasn't brought it over. I might paint in that area, but we're going to cut it out. We'll strip the paint off. We'll touch it up later. That's not a problem. When you do projects like this, people, you're going to have to do touch-up. My paint job on my truck, when I put the motor in, the motor mount scratched the frame a little bit. It's going to need touched up. There's a lot of touch-up to be done when you're trying to make things nice. Nice as you can. So we're working on the 68. You're going to watch me paint. I cleaned and scrubbed it and vacuumed it, blew it off, mixed up my paint so I'd be prepared, but I left it over here on the bench, so I'll be right back. Where's my brush? I don't. My paint. Well, my brush was over. My brush was prepared, but I was not. So here, I just use these. I use these hotel cups. I mean, you might as well get them. You're there. And what's the sense in not? I mean, they're free. I mean, you paid for them, but there was lumps and crud and clumps and snotty in the bottom of that. I probably should have strained that. Did I tell you I'm not a professional painter? Yeah, you probably knew that. So I'll start here at the back and we'll work my way from here to you. So you won't see me much over here, but you'll see me when I get in here. Again, if you think this looks, I gotta look. I gotta see. I gotta know if you can see. Again, if you think it's weird, we're painting this in stages. That's just kind of the whole purpose. Yeah, you're not going to be able to see my face, but you don't want to see my face. When I get down there in the chair, you will. The whole point of this is getting a good coating on the frame. We're not shiny boys. We ain't looking to... Yeah, I can't do that. It bothers me. Yep, I said it. It bothers me. We're going to move you in so you can at least have some idea. And then we're going to have to move this dead blink tripod. It just never ends. So we're painting stages. That's fine. It isn't like we're looking for a perfect, even coat. If I spill this paint on camera, so help me. You'll see it, because you know I don't edit. You're going to see it. I got cardboard on my floor. Trying to keep things from being too messy. Well, this has got hardener. It's going to be shiny. We're going to flip this and flip this and flip this. I think we're going to do 4 different applications of paint. gloves. I'm gonna be here a while, probably an hour or more. This paint will be applied in 4 different stages, just because the way we're gonna flip it, there'll be 4 different sides, if that makes any sense. If there's any drips or runs that come out of these holes in the bottom, which there's a lot of holes in this frame, before we paint the opposite side, we can clean those drips off, make sure they're even, steady, consistent drip. That's what we'll be looking for. Now I know this isn't really exciting, but you might wonder what I'm doing, and if I ain't making a video, you're gonna say, well, what's he doing? We're working off camera. You don't want me working off camera, so if you wanna see what I'm up to, see how we're doing. I like to just work this right into them bumps. Because you know, this is a 50-some-year-old frame, and even though the rust has been scraped and wire wheeled and wire brushed and cleaned off, and I even sprayed some brake clean on there. Wiped it down with a paper towel. Get as much rust and corrosion off it as you can. But even though there is some rust color, there's no flaky or anything, and I've used this before. We're going to say I've tested it. I've put it through the testing procedure, the Darren testing procedure. And I painted a bunch of farm equipment, I left it out in the rain, for years. Yeah. And it worked pretty good, despite being out in all of our weather here in the state of Michigan, where it freezes and thaws 4,000 times a year. That's why our roads are so wonderful. I know everybody thinks their roads are bad, but come up here. I'll show you. Mind that. We're not using those tires anyway. No, I'll show you some bumpy roads. It's a freeze thaw. I'm not just complaining about the wonderful governor we have. We reelected. We're not getting into politics, at least not today. Speaking of all that great weather, this paint, at least in this state, is just imperative that you do this. Getting so much rust, just ridiculous. We call it the rust belt. We're in that area. I know you can't see my head, but I'll be right over there. You see how fast I'm going. It's going pretty quick. Right along. This is going to be a shop truck, if you will. This will be Tom who works on vehicles. He's a mechanic. We'll fetch parts with it. Anyway, he'll fetch parts with it. He'll use it on the farm for the farm truck. It's going to be up and down the gravel roads in Michigan. So I don't know if he'll have it in winter, but it gets some salt. Our salt stays on the roads until a good couple of heavy rains in the spring before you get it all rinsed off, because they put it on by the ton. So he wants to have a good coating on this, not just for looks, but to actually protect this frame from our wonderful weather. I won't complain too much. I mean, I can move. This is making me live here. They generally stay close. Most people tend to live near where they were born. So this is stage 1, if you will. Coat 1 of the paint. Give you an idea what I'm up to and how I'm painting. I would fast forward this if I were you, if you get bored. I might say something funny, but not very often. So if you fast forward, you're probably not missing nothing. I'll just talk about old trucks, 67 to 72s, because that's what, for some reason, I'm just hung up on. It's funny, we talk about our likes, dislikes, vehicles we like. I didn't used to like these trucks. Many, many years ago, I thought, well, they weren't that old many years ago. And I just didn't care a whole lot for them. They're all right. But then as time went on and old trucks are getting harder to come by, and I wanted an air conditioning truck, because I gotta have air conditioning. We're back to the weather. You can talk about the weather the whole show. Although we have pretty awesome winters, our summers, they're not hot like Texas, Florida, and Arizona, but it's muggy. I mean, with the Great Lakes around us, it's so muggy. I think what do they call it? Humidity can be up in the 100%. I guess it's raining 100%. It feels like you're just dripping sweat and raining all the time. I'm painting over that. See now, all the time. So I kind of went with these trucks, started looking at them, and I really like them now. I guess our tastes change. I do like the tree 67s as well. I've never owned one. Just about dripped it. I've never owned one, and I like them, but maybe if I bought one, I'd like it more. But then I'd have to rename my show. And all 5 of you would be confused. Probably not. If you're not confused watching me, you probably don't have to worry too much about being confused. So these parts are coming in tomorrow. I probably won't get a video out on them for a couple of days, which to you would be, I don't know, next week? I haven't figured out how I'm going to post these shows either. Being that I'm doing extra work, I could post extra shows. I guess it depends on the interest. I haven't been seeing a lot of interest, which is fine. I'm not offended. I don't have to be the YouTube work on cars guru, whoever. I'm not going to name anybody. Let's just say I won't be doing any commercials for O'Reilly's. Now watch, someday I'll be eating my words. Nah, probably not. Even if I did get, a lot of followers, like 20, I'm not doing commercials, I'm not doing all that. These guys will tell you, well, I'm not sponsored. I'm not sponsored, nor do I have any interest in it. I'm not saying it down the road somewhere. Somebody said, hey, here's something for free, try it out and give us a review. Okay, but you see me on a commercial? That's not going to happen. That's not going to happen, folks. Never, ever, ever, never. And I said never. I know they say never, but I'm saying never. Even never, ever. Anyway, I'm not seeing a lot of interest in the show. A lot of people watching it. Now, you guys do like it when I hurt myself. You guys do like it when I'm frustrated, when I'm struggling. And you'll just have to look for those. Not much struggling going to go on with this one. Painting isn't something I struggle at. I can do it poorly without struggling. I haven't spilled that yet, but almost twice. So as I see more interest in the show, I might post more. Otherwise, I'm going to keep my word. I'm going to put one of these out once a week. It's going to be there whether you watch it or not. I'm not offended. I'm gonna have it out there for all 5 of you. I've got 8 subscribers. That's probably 7 more than I thought. Okay, 6 because my wife subscribed. But out of my 8 subscribers, there's pretty much just the 2 of you that watch. That's all right. I'm okay with it. We did this for fun. Did this for entertainment. I kind of want to drink that. It's just a habit. Just did it for entertainment. Thought somebody might enjoy it. I wouldn't even blame you if you don't watch them every week. You're like you got things to do. Just come and watch it when you got time. When you can't find nothing else on the YouTubes that's worth watching. Which for me, quite often. But then again, I got to ask you. Is this worth watching? I don't know. just work this in there. Just all them little bumps and nooks and crannies, just work that in there. I haven't been paying attention when I'm talking, but some of these little ledges, you get water in there and it rusts, you'll get rust jacking. And if you don't know what rust jacking is, this stuff's impressive. It will lift 2 pieces of metal apart, rip out bolts, it doesn't care. It's powerful. Kind of like ice. You can't stop water from freezing. It will break just about anything. Should I do the pattern this way? Look better this, no, it looks better that way. Looks faster going out. The brush marks go away anyway. I guess I should just dab on the sides of those. Being that we're upright. This side is upright. I don't even know if that's proper English. I went to school. Not to be a mechanic or a painter. You ought to see me paint car parts. And I'm going to do that for you. On the 71, you can't see it. On the 71 Cheyenne in Spanish gold. The cowl was missing when I got it. Well, he had bought one, but it's just primer. Well, it wasn't even primer. Now it is. I primered it. But it wasn't the color of the truck. So I'm going to have to try and color match that, which should be entertaining. Don't get me wrong. I like to dabble in a lot of garbage here and have fun doing this, but I'm not even going to try to mix paint. That's not ever going to be an issue for me. I don't know how I'm going to get way in there. I won't do it in front of you. I'll do it later. Always something for later. I get down in there, you'll see the back of my neck and the back of my pants. You don't want to see that. Now we're going to have to, there's 2 plates of metal here that I'm going to put some paint in because I don't know what's going on. This is super dry in the shop. That's a good thing about painting in the winter. The humidity is way down. I have no idea, but it is dry. So when you paint down in these nooks and crannies and crevices, there won't be any moisture. You got to worry about locking it in. I will use windshield urethane on any of these pieces that I know paint with black. You can't see. But I'll use that urethane. It's black too. That urethane windshield stuff, and I will fill all this up so that sand, dirt, salt, and water doesn't get in there and start that rust jacking. I don't know how else. I'm going to go ahead and paint that side. So we're not doing sides. We're just doing top. Can't chance it. Got to make sure. Well, I'm not going to keep you much longer, but I thought you'd make a quick video, kind of see what we're going to do, how we're going to do it. Right or wrong, this is our way, and we've tested it. It works really well, at least in our climate. I know, I'm brushing the same area a lot. You got to work it in there. I'm not going to say that steel absorbs paint. I'm not saying that. But you just, any little dust, dirt, debris that I may have missed. I may have missed some. I don't think. I got it the best I could. Scrubbed and sweated and got tired. But all them bumps and everything, you just want to work that down in there. It'll stick. It'll stick, boy. I'm going to tell you, it'll stick. Well, I won't keep it much longer. I'm going to paint up here a little farther and get this boring video up to you. And just know that I'm putting videos out. I'm showing you what I'm doing. A lot of boring shop stuff as far as trying to make an exciting video. I will tell you real quick before I let you go. I mean, you could go. I've been working on the inside of the cab on that 71. The one that's Spanish gold. Wrestled with that carpet. I put a little more kills mats down. You guys don't want to see any more of that. We've already done that. But truth be known, I got to work at it. I got to make sure that carpet fits good, and it just takes time. Lots of time. It's not anything that you're going to make a video of, but you got to do it. There's no two ways about it. What else did I do? There's something in there I was gonna tell you about. I'll tell you later. I'll tell you later. Yeah, I'll tell you later. So I remember what it was. Oh, I know what it was. All right, this is the last thing. I bought new door seals, threshold. Look, I don't know the name of them, that's obvious. The stainless steel, yeah, I like stainless steel. Little plates that go by the bottom of the door jamb. That holds your carpet down, or floor mat, whatever you got. And I probably could have used the old ones. On my 72, that you haven't seen yet, they were really bad. The 71, they weren't too bad, but they're not terribly expensive. And it's one of the first things you look at when you get into the vehicle. It's something that catches your eye every time you drive it. So those are the things I like to make a little extra nice. You're going to see it all the time. Nobody's going to see this, ever. A mechanic, which isn't me. But those things just makes it nicer to see. It's not to hide anything, or I don't care about the other stuff. It's just those. And I was telling you about the troubles I was having with that. I was going to go back here later, but I won't forget this. The door seal on the driver's side of the Cheyenne, the Spanish Gold, it's a good door seal. Somebody replaced it. I don't know when, but it's a good door seal. The door shuts nice. The seal's nice. I didn't see any reason to replace it. Just buy new stuff to buy new stuff. That doesn't make sense. So today when I got those door jamb things, I can't remember the name of, I got those things out to fit them in there, and would you figure it? The new seal somebody put in there is not the original seal. It doesn't have a little tiny rubber ledge at the bottom. And it kind of looked funny, so I don't know what I'm going to do. But if it looks funny to me, I can't leave it. I'll have to do something. But I'm going to bore you people with that. Let me put my paint down and say sayonara. Thanks for coming. Thanks for watching.